Hello everyone, welcome to Firefly Chats. My name is Fic, or Fictitious, or Fictira, or however you wish to call me. I am part of the group here. I'm here to talk about this during episode 7 and episode 8. I have chosen to talk about avatar optimizations of sorts, different aspects of avatar creation, and avatar related pieces. For example, today I'm going to be talking to you about parameters. I want to talk about parameters because the Nova Beast a little while back got an update that I believe fixed a lot of these issues, but the earlier 1.0 and 1.01s, I want to say was a version, I can't remember. Point is, earlier ones had this optimization issue in relation to parameters. There are two parameters primarily that you'll ever see used. There are booleans or bools, and there are floats. Now, floats is what the Nova Beast primarily almost exclusively used, which is fine. However, the difference between the two is a boolean is perfect for a toggle. Let's say turning horns on and off, for example. All that needs to do is go from a 0 to a 1, an off to an on. However, a float or an integer, but we're going to exclude integers for this topic, floats are 0, but it's a range all the way to 1. So it can be anywhere between 0.1 to 0.95, whatever. To simplify, we're going to change it from a 0 to 100. And every number between 99, 98, so on and so forth. The main problem with the difference is a Boolean uses a very small amount of parameters. Please note, every avatar has a max of, I believe, 250. Which you want to have be very much under that. It's a very easy way to optimize your avatar more than you think you'd realize. The problem with a float, however, is in order to have all of those different numbers, it uses more parameters than that of a Boolean. So, they're perfect for your sliders, adjusting proportions or colors or length of things, whichever it might be. They're perfect for getting that fine-tune aspect of it all. For example, this shirt is a toggle, so it's going to be a Boolean, a simple off or on. However, something like the color of my eyes is going to be a integer, or it's going to be a float in this case. That means I can have it be, I have access to a nice slider, so I can make it go anywhere between red to purple to green to blue, whatever color you would wish. There's a little more in depth with that, but that's the kind of aspects and the kind of things that you would use a float for. So the problem with the Nova Beast in this early version was everything was using floats, which means it used high amounts of parameters. Now, high amounts of parameters means that it's going to take up more space, which makes it harder and less optimized for those on Quest, or even PC for that matter. And that's definitely a big problem on the VR chat community. Optimization is a huge issue and a very uphill battle, in my opinion, though I'm not going to get into any of that. Keeping the number of parameters low and means that you can have more options and toggles and such. Something I'm a huge fan of is being able to make all of my avatars customizable to my various tastes, whether it's color schemes or different glitter patterns or different hairstyles or toggleable things like my horns or glasses or whatever it might be. Having a range of customizability is important. Maybe it's not something important to you, but you just want your avatar to be good looking and effective, but also still be used on PC and Quest. Well, a good place to start is going to be parameters. Learning the difference between a float and a boolean can be the difference between getting your PC avatar stuck on PC, or it might just be the thing that bumps you over the edge to finally make it Quest compatible. Thank you for joining me. I hope this was insightful, not too boring, not too dragged on, and I will happily see you in episode 8. Until then, I will see you. Bye-bye.